Peace, love, and light, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Ty, and I'm super happy to have you. Hopefully, you'll take a look around, like what you see, and hit the subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again. I truly appreciate all of the love and the support. Hopefully, you've already subscribed to the channel. You guys, for whoever this message is for, you are literally going through another awakening. There is so much activation that's happening for you right now. You are bringing to light unconsciousness. Like, you're bringing unconsciousness to the light. And I feel like many of you, chosen ones, star seeds, light workers, healers, a lot of you might be feeling tired, just like, and you really might not even know why. Some of you may be even experiencing like feeling a little bit sick to the point where you kind of just don't want to do anything, maybe feel like you have a cold or something like that. And what Spirit is telling me is that these are activation symptoms. This is because you are literally shifting. I've been saying this for a while now. You have stepped into a new timeline and your entire world is shifting. You are literally going from one world into another. And even though you aren't able to see everything in the 3D, you're not able to see that manifestation yet, it is already happening in the 5D on a spiritual plane, right? So your body is feeling the side effects of that activation, of that shift. You're literally between two worlds, okay? And so you might be feeling like all of a sudden there's this like slowness over you. And what Spirit wants you to do during this time is to take the time that you need to refill your cup. So if you feel tired, if you feel sluggish, if you feel sick, take a day off. Whether that be taking a day off from work, school, from your own grind, if you're your own boss, if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. Take a break. Take a break from people, from loved ones, from friends, from social media. Give yourself some space and some time to refill your cup by resting. Sleep all day if you need to sleep. Spend a day on the couch. If you feel like what's going to help to replenish you and refill you is going into a park and maybe laying down on the grass for a few, do that. Whatever it is that you feel called to do, that's going to help you fill up your cup. Because Spirit is saying, not only have you already been taking the necessary steps toward this next cycle in your life, right now, this slowness, this stillness is you're feeling almost like depleted, and it's because you need this rest time to prepare you for what you're about to get into next, what Spirit is about to bring your way next. You need to be energized, you need to be full, you need to be able to handle everything that's coming your way, okay? Spirit is saying that this is a time where you need to be open to the connections that are coming in for you, because I feel like for those of you, chosen ones tend to have gone through a lot in their lives, right? They haven't had easy lives, probably experienced more than one dark night of the soul, right? Where you feel like you hit rock bottom, quote unquote. And you've had to pick yourself up, excuse me, you've had to pick yourself up several times, okay? And so Spirit is saying that you need to get comfortable with trusting people, because of the things that you've been through and the experiences that you've had, you have gotten to a point where you shut a lot of other people out. And now, don't get me wrong, that's part of this process where people filter themselves out, or you naturally move away from certain connections. And that's just because those connections aren't meant to come with you into this next cycle. But what Spirit wants to point out is that this is a time where certain people, new people, are going to be coming into your life who are in alignment with you and who are in alignment with the next cycle in your life and who are meant to assist you, whether that be that they are going to mentor you or literally just partner up with you, collab with you in some way. So Spirit is saying be open to the new connections that are coming your way. Trust yourself to make good decisions. Trust in your discernment, in your ability to choose wisely, right? Because you're choosing from a place of wisdom, right? It's more so an energetic thing, right? You're feeling more than you're thinking about situations. You're feeling your way into situations, and your intuition, your discernment, you're going to know whether or not a connection is solid, is good for you. And Spirit is saying, when you feel that, when these connections come in, don't close yourself out. Trust that you can trust. That's what Spirit is saying. Trust that you are able to trust. Because your circle, you like people around you, you may have started to notice that already. Like things are just changing, and they're changing not that this is happening to you, but it's happening for you, because these are the preparations that you're undergoing, preparations for this next cycle, right? You're for this activation that's happening to you right now, is happening to awaken you to the lessons that you've learned and the things that you now need to integrate, right? Because when people talk about awakenings, not everybody, but it's kind of like, yeah, awakening is a beautiful thing, right? You begin to listen to your intuition more. You begin to be more discerning and all of those beautiful things, right? And you begin to learn how to manifest. But awakening is a messy process, okay? It is painful to come to reality and come to terms with the fact that some people, just were never down for us. It's painful to think about, how we compromised ourselves in certain situations, how to face those truths. And so Spirit is saying you can awaken, but the only way you're able to really continue to move forward is if you integrate the lessons and you integrate those shadows, right? You know how they say, knowledge is power. Well, knowledge is only power if applied. Kind of the same thing here, okay? And in order for you, I feel like to really be able to do this, you're gonna have to give in to this time of stillness, okay? Don't resist this time, because it's there to help you. It's there to help you refuel, okay? What's the word I'm looking for? Restoration. And I say that as I look at the Tower card, which came out when I was meditating and doing this spread, and the what I heard when this card fell out was restoration. When we think about the Tower, we think about something, our foundation crumbling, right? The rug being pulled out from underneath our feet. But in this sense, I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, because unfortunately that's likely to be the case for some of you, where something unexpected is going to happen. For many of us, that's going to be the thing, right? But in this sense, the Tower here comes to restore. So things are being wiped away to build something new on firm foundation, okay? Spirit is saying something that is really necessary right now is self-belief, right? You have to believe in yourself. And I feel like the energy in the air right now, because of this stillness, might be like you might find that you're having like these old thoughts creeping back in, right? So be mindful of where your thoughts, where your mind is wandering to, because you might find that these past, patterns or way of thinking might come up, like random intrusive thoughts and things like that. And it's kind of like, pull yourself back to center, right? Focus on your breath. Continue to do the things that you've been doing to remain in alignment. I know that for myself, I've been feeling a lot of these activation symptoms, right? Where I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling sluggish. And for me, it's important, I start feeling like, do I really want to sit and meditate right now? I'm sleepy, that kind of thing, right? I don't want to fall asleep. And it's like, well, do something else that's going to get you into alignment, or keep you into alignment, keep you connected to source, because you can be easily distracted. So don't allow yourself to be distracted by the things that you were once distracted by, right? Whether that be friendships or gossip, or, you know, going out partying, or, you know what I mean, like binge watching unhealthy TV. Spirit is saying, remember all the work that you did, and where you are. And this is kind of like the home stretch, right? This is like, put your money where your mouth is. This is where it really matters, where you feel like, okay, I'm finding these intrusive thoughts, or I'm feeling lazy, maybe I'm feeling weak, or whatever. All of the things that are, again, are part of the activation. But Spirit is saying, yeah, continue to do the things, the rituals, the practices that you've been doing. And believe in yourself, because Spirit is saying, how are you talking to yourself? Okay, make sure that you are being honest with yourself, about the things that you want, and also make sure that you're being honest with other people about who you are. Okay, learning to stand in your power, because right now, what's being recognized and moving into this next cycle, it's all about authenticity. How genuine are you? Who are you really, right? Are you showing up as you each and every time? Who are you when you're by yourself? Who are you when you're with others? So Spirit is saying, you know, get honest with people. And if that means that you have to get honest with people about the things that you're no longer taking part in, right? Like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't do that anymore. I don't go out anymore. I don't drink anymore. So not allowing people to sway you from your path, okay? Spirit is saying to continue to put action behind the goals that you want to achieve every single day, okay? But also, again, with allowing yourself to trust in other people, don't be afraid to accept help, because in this next cycle, it is as well about interdependence, right? This is not about, oh, you know, like hyper independence, or what's the other thing that I always forget? Oh crap. Just from a place of constant struggle or lack. That's not where you're working from anymore. It's okay to say, you know what? Yeah, I would like some help with that. You know what I mean? Could I like turn myself into a pretzel, twist myself all up, and, you know, end up feeling like super exhausted and depleted, and maybe I won't even finish it? Could I do that if I did it by myself? Probably. But do I want to do that? Is that the life that I want to live? Is that what I'm trying to tell the universe I still want? No. We want help. We don't want to do it by ourselves anymore. And that's whether you're a woman or a man, okay? It's fully accepting that, you know, we each have our roles on this planet. You know, yes, we all have masculine and feminine energy, but then we also have our main roles, right? As a woman, I'm meant to be intuitive and to receive messages and be in a space where I'm constantly open to receive and connect with source, because that is my nature. As a man is the provider, the protector, the one who takes action, who seeks, who leads, right? So it's like, it's understanding that, and being honest with ourselves about, you know, are we constantly making the choices that are in alignment with the life that we want? Or, you know, in this moment, or do we find that we're, you know, like reverting back to old things, even if it's just for a moment? So be mindful of your thoughts, be mindful of your actions during this time. And Spirit is saying, you know, embrace patience. The pause is here for a reason. I always say this. The stillness is here for a reason. You need rest. You need to prepare your body to receive what's coming. And also, you know, what we resist persists. When you try to force things to happen for you, that's not how the universe works, right? You don't do things with brute force, with excessive working. You want to be in flow. And in order for you to get into flow, you have to allow your intuition to guide you. And in order to do that, you have to be still enough to hear your intuition. Okay, so embrace the stillness, embrace this time. Okay, Spirit is also saying, you know, for those of you who are already experiencing, my hair just stood up. For those of you who have already gotten like a taste of that improvement in your life, I'm talking about, this is for one or two of you, right? Like financially, or like when it comes to material things, right? If you experience some sort of, loss in the past, and you went through a dark night of the soul, let's say, and then, you picked yourself up from that, Spirit is saying, be humble. And like I said, this is not for everybody, but for one or two of you, be humble, because you could easily get back into, again, those old patterns of behavior where maybe you were somebody who was a little bit egotistical. So make sure that you're coming back to center and asking yourself, how am I behaving? What is my behavior telling the universe? Okay, not just so much people around you. You can start there, like, okay, if I was that person, how would I be receiving myself in this moment? But more importantly, how is the universe receiving you? Okay, because the universe receives you through your energy. What is your energy like? Are you, because the tower is somebody who, the tower is ego, right? The tower comes to knock people off of their high horses. Okay, and with this card here, Crown Games, right use of power, this kind of just, again, there's a crown, right? So when I see crowns and I see the tower, there's usually a crown at the top of the tower, and you see it falling off, right? You see two people falling off and a crown falling off, and that's like, that's like the crumbling of the ego. So for whoever this is for, check your ego, check yourself, make sure that you are doing things from the heart, make sure that you are showing up authentically, okay? Because a lot of times, many people who walk around like with those big egos, a lot of times they're wearing a mask, okay? And they walk around with like that hyper confidence as a shield, because they're actually insecure inside. They're actually, not as confident as they want you to think they are. And so the ego is entirely a facade, okay? So that's something that's really significant here. And also just know that this next cycle, for those of you who, again, are light workers, are healers, are star seeds, like, you're here to do something big. Like, you are here, you're going to be recognized, because again, with that crown there, I feel like you are going to be, it's like this activation, what I'm hearing Spirit say is like, you're currently being crowned. Like, you might not see this, but like, I know you don't see my crown, but it's there. But you're being crowned, and so you are going to have a lot of responsibility on this planet. You're going to have a lot of responsibility in this lifetime, in this cycle. And so that's why it's even more important, not just that you fill your cup, but that you are authentic and that you know yourself, okay? Because I feel like in you seeing first of all, showing up as yourself, but I feel like you being a light worker, you being a star seed, right? Showing up as yourself, you are going to inspire other people. You're going to activate them. You're going to activate their awakening if they haven't yet. And I think I said this in another video, but it's like, many of you have the ability, right, and the power, because that's true power, right, to look at someone and see the potential in them, see the goodness in them, and that for many of us is a superpower, right? So in you showing up as a light, seeing the potential in others, that is going to activate something in them. And so you're out here just causing a ripple effect, right? And that is a powerful thing. And remember, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So that's, I think, one of the main reasons why Spirit is saying right now, make sure that when you do get out there and when you do get crowned in a way that others can see who you are, because I feel like for many of the chosen ones, it's like you have been underestimated, undervalued, overlooked. I feel like many of you are the black sheep, and I'm getting that quote, and they say, oh gosh, I'm gonna always mess it up, but something along the lines of like, I love when they, when they think you're nobody and you turn out to be the GOAT. That's gonna be the story for many of you watching this. Like, people have underestimated you, and it's like you are the underdog and you are truly the GOAT. And it's because in the spiritual realm, like, you are royalty. I've said this before with that crown there. So yeah, it's important for you to be mindful of how you're showing up for others, and be mindful that you are causing that ripple effect. Okay. And know that this is not going to be an easy path, right? When I see this, it's funny because I was having a conversation earlier with someone, and she was telling me about how she went snorkeling, but I would say it was almost like she said it was snorkeling, and I'm sure that's exactly what it was, because she was like describing the snorkel equipment. But wherever she went, like, she was able to see sharks and things like that. It was just seeing this card reminds me of what she said. And she's like, yeah, and I think I'm gonna start to do that. I think I want to do that. I think I want to explore diving. And now, like, I'm seeing this deep diver. And this is, I'm just sharing this story because I feel like nothing happens for no reason, no conversation, nothing. And I feel like that's the energy, right? If you feel called to do something and it resonates with your spirit, follow that, because in this next cycle, you're going to find yourself being attracted to doing things that you never thought that you would have done. And you're going to find yourself being deterred or turned off by the things that you used to do. It's like, or just bored with those things, right? And also, I feel like with deep diver, diving into a task is like, also know that I feel like a lot of you are the ones that are called on for a lot, right? For help. And it's like, there's this need, and I say that, and I'm reminded of temperance here, right? There's this need for balance during this time, in a way that pertains to how you show up for people when they are looking for you for help, right? Are you balancing it in a way where you're able to show up and lend a hand, right? But you're also letting people lead the way, lead their own lives, come to their own conclusions, almost like you don't have to be the savior. You don't have to run to save anybody. And a true leader is someone who's able to show, right? This is how I do, lead by example, right? And then people follow naturally. Okay, not that you constantly always have to do the work. No, allow people to lead their own lives. Allow people to learn from you. That's also part of being humble, and exercising that humility is having faith in other people and seeing, like I said, that potential in other people to the point where they are able to recognize it for themselves. They're able to, it's like you awaken that in them. Okay. Another thing that I feel when I see this deep diver is that, yeah, this is going to be a different, just a different, it's like a greater challenge is what I'm getting, right? This is a greater challenge. You are, for those of you who are choosing to step up to your calling, on this planet and in this lifetime, like, this next cycle is going to be a lot deeper, right? And a lot of people are not going to, again, you're not going to resonate with a lot of people. You're not going to, you're not going to connect with a lot of people anymore, because it's like, not everybody can go deep. Not everybody can. It's pretty easy for people to go to stay in the shallow waters, right, where you can see your feet. But how many people can dive into the deep, into the unknown, where you don't know what's there? This reminds me of Olokun, by the way. Olokun is the unknown, right? What's at the bottom of the ocean? Nobody knows, okay? And so this is about overcoming your fears and having faith and trusting that no matter how deep you dive, divine is always going to pull you back up for air, right? But also this is about getting deeper into yourself, into the unconscious. And I feel like that's another thing, right? The unconscious things that are awakening and are coming up for you to recognize. So many of you are diving deeper into your unconscious, into your emotions, into your intuition, right? And this this next chapter or this next cycle is crazy because I go from 10 to 11. So yeah, this is elevation, right? We are moving up. We're going from 10 to 11. And here, what does it say? Meditation and stillness. This is what's necessary in order for you to prepare for what's coming next, okay? Yeah. So, for many of you, it's like, I get that. And this keeps coming up again, right? That anticipation for what is to come, because many of you can feel it. You feel that shift already happen. You feel that you're not how you used to be. You're not who you were. And I know it can be hard to not, allow your mind to take you places and be up in the clouds. Spirit is saying, be here, present in this moment. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Think about right now, because that is all that we have. What can I do in this moment? What can I notice in this moment that is going to ground me? So many of you might want to explore some grounding. This is, again, energy that is in the air, because we are in Taurus season, right? This is Taurus is an earth sign, is all about grounding. So make sure that you're getting out and standing in the grass and meditating and coming back to center, staying grounded, because when you are, constantly working with the unconscious and things like that, it can be very easy to be like very dreamy and up in the clouds, okay? But earth energy, especially if you're trying to manifest like money and abundance in that sense, right? What is money outside of it being a frequency? Not that, but I mean, like, that's earth energy, right? And so you're not gonna, you need to be grounded. You need to be connected with Mother Earth, right? If you're up in the sky and all dreamy, like, that is not the energy. You want to be grounded. So root chakra, okay, and root chakra meditations for grounding and things like that is something that I highly recommend. I do feel like you're stepping into this next cycle. And for many of you right now, it's like you dipped your toe in the water and you're already starting to see like that abundance, that those blessings start to pour in. For those of you who haven't experienced this yet, give it time. Okay, stay faithful and stay committed. Okay, stay in your light. Hold your vision. Hold your space. You need to have enough space to receive what's coming in. I keep saying this, right? Because it is something really big is coming in, you guys. With the Four of Swords here, this is what we're talking about, right? rest and restoration. You need to have a clear mind, allow your body to restore, to regenerate, to heal from this process that's happening. Okay, we got the Five of Pentacles, and I feel like this is what we're experiencing. Change is already happening. I got a 3 here and a 2 here. 32 reduces to 5, right? Want to know what else? 32 here reduces to 5. Ultimately, 5, 5, 5. For those of you who took advantage of that 555 portal that we just had, you guys are about to step into something crazy. And when you receive whatever it is, when you manifest whatever it is, please drop a comment below and tell me what it was. Tell me how it's looking for you, because I just want to share in the celebration with you. But this is the energy that we're leaving behind. Justice did come out, and I feel like for some of you, you're closing out a karmic cycle, like karmic debt that you have been paying, not just in this lifetime, but in many lifetimes. And so some of you have finally in this lifetime done the work that you needed to do and paid your dues. Okay. And so because of that, now Spirit, divine, creator, source, the Most High is blessing you, is balancing things out. The Six of Pentacles is equal give and take, okay? So now you're entering a cycle where you're not going to be the one doing all the work, giving, always showing up for people. You're going to have people who are going to reciprocate that. In addition to that, the universe is supporting you, is supporting your vision, your dreams, and your purpose, okay? Because if you're walking in the light and you're living in the purpose, then the Most High is definitely got your back. And any obstacle that you might encounter, God is gonna help you get over it, okay? Like, hello, you know? So the Six of Pentacles talks about that equal give and take. I did see the High Priestess come out, which is all about following your intuition, but there's a lot that you still don't know yet. Okay, continue to gain the knowledge that you need, and also know that in this stillness, you don't have to, you know, to gain the knowledge, you don't have to go constantly do stuff, right? Like, I'm a reader, I do like to read, right? But there are moments where my intuition, my body is telling me, girl, sit down and don't do anything. Like, and I'll be sitting here and I'm like, damn, I should probably read a book right now because I'm just sitting here. But my mind, my body is telling me, you're tired, like, you know, just rest. And in those moments, I continue learning to honor those moments and to lean into those moments. And so with that, I feel like, yeah, in that stillness, in those moments of silence, you're going to be getting downloads. You're going to be getting messages. You're going to unlock things that if you're doing too much, you won't unlock, right? So with the High Priestess here, a lot of you are very, very spiritual, very intuitive. And also this for me, I feel like is speaking about being quiet about those blessings when they start to come in. Okay, just, you know what you know, and just put it in your pocket for now. Everybody don't gotta know. I do want to go back to the Tower and say that this came out, right? But I feel like I said, this Tower is about restoration. So whatever changes happen within the next coming weeks after we phase out of this very still energy, because this is going to phase out very soon. And I feel like when you experience that this swift change that comes in with the Tower, whether it be that you break up, that, you know, or you may have experienced a breakup in a relationship, a job loss, or maybe you just said, to hell with this, I quit. Whatever change, because the Tower is foundational change. Like, it's a change that changes your life. Okay. This is what this energy is. It's like lightning strikes, the Tower comes crumbling down because the foundation that it was on was weak. It was not a strong foundation. It was not built on truth. It was not built on trust. It was not built, in all the things, integrity, right? Love. It's built on a false foundation. And so once that comes crumbling down, it's like, okay, I can only go up from here. I see the lesson. I learned the lesson. I hope this for you, right? This comes with realizations, epiphanies. This is the awakening, right? This is an awakening. This is like the aha. Oh, wow, all of this had to happen for me to know this, okay? And so I feel like with that, I clarified that, and look what came out, the Star. The Star is Aquarius energy, okay? And the Star literally in the deck comes after the Tower, okay? The Tower is 16, the Star is 17. So I feel like literally a lot of this, you couldn't ask for a better card to fall out, right? After the Tower is like, that comes crumbling down because there's something better that is meant for you. The Star is about hope and healing and restoration, okay? It's about dreams coming true, a wish fulfillment. Then I'll go over here, bottom of the deck, we got the Nine of Cups. So there's something that you want, but this foundation here, whatever this is here, this attachment, place, you know, the situation however you want, you know, make it whatever you want it to be, because only you know your story. But this situation here, it's like, that's not meant for you anymore. And so in order to get what you want, this has to be over. It has to be over, whether that's a relationship, again, with a person, a job, an employer, a family member, a friend, whatever. Okay? That has to end in order for you to get what you want, which is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups says, yes, you leave behind things that are no longer in alignment with you, that no longer fill you up, that no longer resonate with who you are. And you heal from this very quickly. For some of you, if anybody watching this right now has already experienced this tower moment, you won't be down too long, or that energy is not going to linger too long, right? It's like you're gonna dust yourself off and try again. No, but you're gonna dust yourself off rather quickly. Because for those of you, excuse me, who this resonates with, like I said before, I feel like you've experienced more than one tower moment. Many of us chosen ones have experienced multiple tower moments and multiple dark nights of the soul. And I feel like, you do something enough and you just become really good at it. So I feel like this says you're already in a space where you accept the lessons, you see things for what they are. When something happens, you're trusting that it is in your best interest, and it is, because the star says it is. The star says, don't worry, there's something better, okay? Just remain hopeful, remain faithful. And then at the bottom of the deck, this is for that, I left it upside down. Bottom of the deck, we did get the Sun, which is like complete and total happiness. You are birthing a new you. This is a time of, you're going to begin. I know I've been saying this for a while, but we're heading into this season now, right? Where you're going to start to reap the fruits of your labor. This is about being fertile, right? What you're touching now. And I don't even mean that in a physical sense. I mean like intuitively, the things that you're creating, the way that you're connecting with people, you literally are like, everywhere you go, you plant a seed. And each one of those seeds is going to sprout, okay? Because look, wow, okay. Sun, the Ace of Cups. You are going to be very happy. You are going to be very fulfilled. Okay, new love is definitely on the horizon, although that wasn't what this reading was about, right? But yes, new love is also present for you. Whatever the story is for you, though, like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. It's going to require you to trust and take a risk. All right. The Fool has no idea how things are going to go. This is literally zero, ground zero. Okay. That tower came down. Now we got to make some changes. I have no idea how this is going to go, sis. But oh my God, something in my gut, something in my intuition, something in my heart tells me, follow this. Follow this. Follow your dreams. Follow if you're being called to go somewhere, if you're being called to do something different, and you feel it in your heart that it just lights you up. Follow that. The Fool is, look, she's on the edge of the cliff. She don't even realize if she take one more step, she's about to fall off. But she's gonna fall off and she's gonna grow wings as she falls because she trusts, right? She's out here taking a selfie, but the Fool's journey is all about trust. Right? Having that blind faith, not seeing the entire staircase, okay? And I feel like for many of you, this is going to be an opportunity that appears as if it came out of thin air. People, when you reach this, like I don't want to say your fullest potential, but when you reach like the height of this, when you really start when people really start to see your glow up, for many people it's gonna appear to them like it happened overnight, right? It reminds me of that song. What is it? It happened overnight. I did it. And thinking that it happened overnight, it didn't. I don't know. Y'all know it was like really popular on Instagram. But that's gonna be what it's gonna look like to the world. Is like, everybody wants that glory, but nobody really knows that story. Okay, nobody really knows what you've been through. Nobody knows that you were behind the scenes putting in that work. You were behind the scenes checking yourself. when you needed to. You were trying, you were going back and forth, trying to balance, learning to balance, actually balancing, right? Helping someone by not, but also not doing too much, not being the savior, not, trying to play hero. You did a lot to get to where you are, okay? And that's the energy. But people are gonna see it. You're gonna, the Spirit is saying you've been crowned, like, and you have, you've been crowned, and you might not see that yet, but trust and believe that it's happened already. And again, with the sun, it's like the sun is literally shining on you, and is going to continue shining on you, where people are going to notice you. You really are the star. Okay, for many of you, this is going to be that you are going to be like really popular, or something is going to pop off for you, something that you're working on. For those of you who are working on things where, like, I don't know, you're a singer or somebody who's just a creative in that way, right? What do you call it? A performer. Like, you're gonna be noticed by people. People who you would have never imagined would know who you are you're gonna become aware, like, yeah, they know who you are. Whether it be that a random person, I don't know, for some of you, like maybe Rihanna will repost you, okay? Something like that, though, something random like that, that's gonna be like, oh, sweat, like so-and-so knows who I am. You're gonna reach people internationally, all over the place. So yeah, take your time right now. Give yourself the time and the space and the rest that you need to prepare for what's coming. You guys, I hope that this message resonated with you. Thank you so much for sticking with me up until now. We've been on for a long time, so I appreciate you sticking with this message. If it resonated with you, please drop a comment below. Let me know how. Give your girl a like. It helps my channel, and hopefully you will consider subscribing. If you're interested in a personal reading or my socials, all of that is going to be in the description box below. I love you all so much. Stay in your light. Hold your space. Stay the course. Peace, love, and light.